What's up, Titans fans? It's your boys here from the Titans Fan Battle Podcast.
Yes,
Maximus
sir.
Titan fan and my
You know
main
what it is.
co-host.
Flame Douglas, man. Often hated, never duplicated, man. Tighten up.
That's right. Tighten up, everybody. Tonight we're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna get into the offense first. I think we want to talk a little bit about what we think the offense is going to look like. Flame, you want to take it from there? Or?
Yeah, man. I'll take it. So we're gonna talk about this Titan offense, man. First off, I think it start off with what we're gonna do at quarterback. That's the number one question right now. Are we running with Tannehill, or are we gonna end up shipping Tannehill off and we're gonna go with our rookie Will Levis? Personally, I think we should go on and rock it out with Tannehill one more year because it really depends on if we gonna do the what are they calling it, the if we're gonna start over or if we're gonna keep going with what we going. I feel like, man, let's just run it with Tanny one more time. We paying them an arm and a leg. We might as well throw the man back out there. If we're gonna run it with Tanny, we got Derrick Henry back in the backfield. We got Tajay Spears, the rookie we drafted from Tulane. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him right now. Good speed, wide receiver. That's where it get kind of depressing. That we bringing back Traylon Burks. Hopefully he can stay healthy, give us some good production because he's definitely our number one receiver. Behind him, I think we got Nick Westbrook-Akina. Hopefully he can produce. We need him to catch some balls, get open, create some separation for once. And then behind him, I think we got Kyle Phillips, another rookie who got hurt last year. We need him to come in. I said rookie, but
definitely a proven year.
Yes, it's definitely a proven year for Kyle Phillips, and I got high hopes for Kyle Phillips, man. He showed me a lot last year in training camp, and then when the regular season started, he had a couple good games. I like him as a slot receiver, man. I think he can definitely get open. Tanny can get the ball to him on some play action stuff, and then everybody talking about the rookie we drafted, the guy out of UT Martin.
Yeah. Colton Dowell.
Colton Dowell. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing about him. He got good size, good speed. Man, right now we just hoping one of them can bloom, become a star receiver. If not a star, just produce. That's all we asking, man. If you could just produce, we'll be fine. And as far as the worst part of our team last year was our offensive line. I kind of feel like we fixed that problem. We with our first round draft pick. I just want to see it. I just want to see it all together and work. So hopefully, like through the preseason and some guys we picked up in free agency, I just feel like we might be better than a lot of people think. And that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping Tanny produce. Derrick Henry gonna do his thing. We know what he's gonna do. I just need these receivers to get open, produce. I'm excited, man. What you thinking, Max?
Well, to be honest, and some people call me a homer or whatever you want to call me, but
We'll take it.
The way I see it is the offense better than it was last year? And for me, the answer is a resounding yes. That's an easy yes. We got Tajay Spears better than Dontre Hilliard.
Yep.
I honestly believe that Josh Wiley will produce as much as Hooper, maybe more.
I didn't say anything about the tight ends. I'm sorry to cut you. I didn't say anything about tight ends, but I do like Wiley.
I noticed you missed that.
I do like Wiley, and I'm thinking that's going to be a special group we got too. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then of course we got Chig. I'm a big fan of Chig, dude, man. Everything he does, I love Chig, man. I can't help it. I follow him all over Twitter and everything because I just love everything he does, man. Chig is an awesome dude. Plus, he performs, and that's the most important part.
Yeah.
But as far as receiver goes, I think, and I said this a lot this offseason, and this is why I think people are calling me a homer, but it's because we didn't draft any. Well, we drafted one wide receiver in the 7th round, but we drafted a lot of pass catchers. And that's the important part, you know. And I think Tajay Spears is going to, it was one of those dynamic guys that I could see lining up in the slot a lot. You know, I mean, he could actually line up in the slot. And then you got him and the King and Chig and Wiley on the field at the same time with Burks.
We got some weapons, man. I'm telling you.
And if you're a creative play caller, you know, I just see all kinds of opportunity there. And plus, everybody's got to remember, the last 2 years we've been dealing with this injury plague that has been killer. I mean, even last year, I think we were the #1 injured team in the NFL. We didn't break the record like we did the year before, but we were still the most injured team in the NFL. So, you know, that's a big problem. But as far as wide receivers go, I'm excited about Colton Dow. And if you were, I'm not a UT fan, but I live around a lot of UT fans. I'm a Georgia fan, but everybody up here next to Knoxville loves UT. So I'm in UT country. And Colton Dow and the UT Martin, I mean, Colton Dow put a show on at UT. I think it was like 7 receptions for 124 yards or something like that. It was sick, dude. Literally, when I saw the kid, I thought, man, he's probably going to go somewhere else. But I didn't know he was, you know, going to go to the draft this year or not. But I was really excited when we picked him. I didn't know he was even available. He wasn't even on my radar as far as the draft goes. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's the kid that burned UT. And as soon as I knew that, I fell in love with the kid, not because he burned UT. I show my hometown pride too, but
for sure.
But Georgia comes first. But anyway, as far as the wide receivers go, you know, we have to talk about it. Everybody wants us to talk about it.
DeAndre Hopkins.
That's right. Everybody wants to know, man. What's your take? What do you think we do? Do you think we get him? Do we not get him? And why?
Man, I think that we're not going to get him. I would. Let me say that. Let me start off by saying I would love DeAndre Hopkins on the Titans. He's always been one of my favorite receivers. He always has killed us. Every time we played the Texans or the Cardinals, whoever he's with, he shreds us every time. He's been doing it for years. But I'm thinking that we're over that go get the veteran receiver thing. Like, I think after Julio burned us this last time, it's like, you kind of want to stay away from that.
We have done that a lot.
Man, that's our thing. Go get the old vet who's been killing it, but he's going to come here and not give us much. And I also say this, I don't know. We might have to give up too much. We might have to give up too much to even afford a DeAndre Hopkins, especially like what we got going on with like all these offensive weapons that we talked about with Chig and you know, with the new guys coming in. Like, we need them to follow behind some of these veterans, and so they can get, you know, acclimated to the offense. We got a new offensive coordinator in Tim Kelly, so we need everybody, you know, in a position. And I don't think we need to give up 3, 4, 5 guys to afford DeAndre Hopkins, because we're gonna have to cut. If we don't cut Tanny, which if we cut Tanny, we probably can afford him. But if we're gonna roll with Tanny, which I hope we do, we don't need to give up none of our key pieces. I say we leave DeAndre Hopkins alone. Let's go with these young guys, and let's see where these young guys can take us. How you feel about the DeAndre Hopkins thing?
I'm glad you asked, because it's a 2-part question for me. For me, it's, do we keep Tannehill, or are we rolling with Will Levis? If we're rolling with Will Levis, I say no. We don't need DeAndre Hopkins. We need to just roll with what we got. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But that's if we're going to trade, you know, if the trade happens, you know, or if it doesn't happen, whatever, you know, because everybody's talking about the Raiders trade right now, but, you know, that's going to be a little bit further down the line. I honestly think the DeAndre Hopkins deal might be done, but before he gets his physical and is released. Mm-hmm. So I think people who are saying trade him off and let's get Hopkins, that's not going to work. But my point is if we decide that we are going to go for it and we're going to run for it, I do think that we could get rid of a couple smaller guys like Jamarco Jones off the offensive line. And even though I really like the guy, Rashad Weaver, There's a couple more smaller backup rollish type guys that you could get rid of, like you said, 4 or 5 guys, unfortunately. But yeah, 4 or 5 guys you'd have to delete off the team to take on a contract like DeAndre Hopkins, because we still got to sign Will Levis to his rookie contract. Shout out, we got Skoronski today, by the way.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we're going for the win, then I think we go all out. We try to get Hopkins, because honestly, with DeAndre Hopkins, our offense looks completely different. You put him on the other side with Burks and that setup I told you about with Chig and Sharp and Henry. I mean, come on, man. That's just toying with people.
Don't forget Kyle Phillips, man. Tell him.
Yeah, and Kyle Phillips. Yeah, I mean, I really hope he stays healthy. I hope the weight that he said he put on in the offseason, he said he put on about 20 pounds in the offseason. I really hope that helps him stay healthy and stay on the field, because I envision him as like a Wes Welker-ish type of wide receiver, or a Julian Edelman type, one of those little small guys that gets in there and you kind of lose track of him. And then he pops out and you give him the football.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
So, that's pretty much my feeling on it. I guess if I was the GM and I had to make a decision as to whether I was going to go after DeAndre right now or not, I think I would probably gauge it and see how much he wanted. Some people are talking about, so his contract varies, depending on who you talk to. Some people say because the Cardinals are already paying him so much money, he's not going to want that much money, but I still think he's going to want that much money. So I think he's probably going to want 20 to 22 mil a year at least. Okay. And I think that is too much to give to an aging veteran wide receiver, even if it is DeAndre Hopkins. I love D-Hop, and I think he's probably got 2 more good years left in the tank. If you look at his last 16 games, 16, sorry, brain. Anyway, you look at the last season he would have had, you take away the 6 games suspended. I think he had 1,300 yards and 104 receptions and 18 touches. Very productive. But, you take away the 6 games, but is he going to continue to do that for the next year? I don't know. But if I had to pick, really long rant, if I had to pick, no, I would not get DeAndre Hopkins.
And hey, one more thing. We have to think about, will he do that in our offense? We're not a pass heavy team, and I don't know with Tim Kelly if we will turn into a pass heavy team. So would he even want to come here and number 2 behind Derrick Henry, because we're still going to be that run heavy team, still going to run the ball for sure.
Yeah, and another thing is that he, if you look at his record, he doesn't, as he gets older, he doesn't like to be as physical as a receiver, and we demand our receivers to be physical. So either A, he's going to not block well, and you're going to have cornerbacks slipping into the backfield, or B, you only bring him on pass plays, at which point halfway through the season, everybody knows when DeAndre Hopkins comes on the field, hey, let's sack, Ryan Tannehill or whoever's in the backfield. So it doesn't work for me. Yeah, it doesn't work for me, I don't think, especially for the money. Now, if he was around a 10, 15 million guy, yeah, absolutely. Get D-Hop, man. That's silly to even think about. Yes, get him, but not for the money that he's asking for. I don't think that's oh, hang on, we got a pretty good one here. And a lot of people are talking about his connection with Tim Kelly. We got to consider that, he's a Texans guy, so there's always the Mike Vrabel connection. But also another huge factor, I think, is his money. Everybody keeps talking about DeAndre Hopkins is not really chasing a ring or whatever. He wants money. And sorry,
paid, man.
We broke.
We're poor in Tennessee, man.
That's right. And another thing is you can't go into the season with 0 salary cap. People keep edging the numbers just down enough to where it's just at 0, and it's man, you can't do that.
not with the way our injuries are set up. We gotta have we gotta have a little money to go get some free agents.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's just silliness. I mean, come on, people.
We can't ball out. We gotta play it safe at this point.
Yeah, so we've got DeAndre Hopkins covered. We've got what our offense looks like covered. We're going to do a cool little segment. I think it's cool anyway. We'll see if anybody else thinks it's cool. Called Titans Legends. And we're going to talk about the old school, because you have to know the old school. You have to know where you come from to know how you got here. And for all you young guys out there, if you don't know who these guys are, do yourself a favor. Go home and Google them and YouTube them and watch some of these videos of these dudes playing. You'll see what we're talking about.
For sure.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll let you go first. You got the offensive. I went defensive on this one. I'll let the offense go first. Go ahead. Who you got? Who's your legend this week?
Well, honestly, I struggle. You know, this is our first show. I wanted to come out big. Obviously there were only two choices for me. I think everybody knows who's one of the choices, and when I say the other choice, they're going to automatically know who the other one is. Okay. But I chose Eddie George because he is the reason that not the reason I became a Titans fan. I always said if Tennessee got a team, I'd follow them and blah, blah, blah. But he's the reason I became a diehard Titans fan. I mean, him and Jeff Fisher's teams, really, the way they played, that hard nose. That's why I like Vrabel so much, man. Everybody's hard on him, and I'm like, dude, I love this game. I love watching Derrick Henry go out there and beat people up. It's so fantastic. Sorry, got off on a tangent. Talking about Eddie George. Now, this is back in a time when there was no, you can't lower your helmet. There was no, heck, there was barely a face mask rule, man. I mean, these people were beating each other up. They were gladiators back then. And this dude amassed, and I'm just talking about on the Tennessee Titans. I'm not talking about when we were the Houston Oilers. I'm not talking about when he went to Dallas. I'm talking about the Tennessee Titans. He had 2,398 carries. 2,400 carries, y'all. And y'all say we use Derrick Henry too much. Please. He had 8,641 yards total at 56 touchdowns, 236 receptions for 1,962 yards and 10 touchdowns. That man was a beast. He also had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. Little known fact about the forced fumble thing. But right now, he is currently the head coach of Tennessee State University.
My alma mater, man. Go Big Blue.
Hey, shout out, man. Shout out to Eddie George. Shout out to your alma mater, man. That's awesome. And the one thing I'd like to point out about Eddie George is he is a consummate pro. He does exactly what you want him to. He performs on the field and off the field. He carries himself with an attitude, and he also has a chip on his shoulder. And to find people like that is really hard. It's really hard. And not only that, he's a consummate franchise player. And what that means is that not only after he left the game, even though, he went to Dallas or whatever for 1 year, blah, 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 he comes back to Tennessee all the time. He's always around the Titans facility. He's even mentored two of our running backs that I know of right off the bat. I know he did Derrick Henry and Chris Johnson, and I'm sure he has mentored others. We just don't know about it because they're not popular enough. Mm-hmm. My point is the man has a deep love for the Titans, the city of Nashville, and the state of Tennessee. And I think that in itself speaks volumes for the player and the type of person that he was.
Yeah, for sure. His son also graduated from Vanderbilt, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, he's a Tennessee dude, basically. He basically stayed in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from Eddie. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I can't believe he's not, but he should be in the Hall of Fame. But to give his total numbers, we've got 2,865 carries, 10,441 yards, 68 touchdowns, 268 receptions, 2,227 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the receiving end. He was a beast.
That man was a monster, man. Speaking of Eddie, I don't think he get the respect he deserves, man. That man was a real workhorse. That man got that ball and he ran it. I mean, he didn't have as many long breakout runs as Derrick Henry, but he was looking for physicality. He was looking to hit you. He wanted to hit you right in the mouth when he got that ball. And with Steve McNair, that was a 1-2 punch, man. That was two great legends, man. Two great.
Yeah, that obviously he was the other I was debating between. I had a rough time picking that, to be honest. That was hard. Who you got for us, man?
All right, so I went on the defensive side of the ball, and I went with I picked this guy. He was the first Titans jersey I got when I was a kid. So when the Titans came to Nashville, I was probably only about 8 or 9. I want to say 9 years old. Man, I wanted a Titans jersey so bad. I picked straight from the University of Florida, Javon the Freak Curse. Man, that man was a beast. When I say a beast, he probably one of the fastest defensive players I've seen coming off that line. Man, that man was a monster. First off, his rookie season was his best season. Man, that man had 14 and a half sacks his rookie season. 14 and a half sacks. And he also won Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie season. Like, man, come on. Titans don't have we don't get that kind of recognition anymore, man. Javon.
By the way, that's still a record for a rookie.
Yeah. Man, that was probably one of the best seasons a rookie ever had. And on top of that, he still, when it comes to just the Titans, not the Oilers, he still leads the Titans in sacks. He still got the record for all-time sacks. Jarrell Casey came so close to breaking it. He still, Javon Curse still leads the team in sacks with 52. Jarrell Casey had 51 before he retired, so he was one short. So Javon Curse still got the record. But let's check out his stats for his whole career. And we know in 2003 he did leave, went to the Eagles for a few seasons, but he made his way back to Nashville, gave us a couple productive seasons. And the Freak, he's definitely a Titan legend. Listen to these stats, though. He had 74 sacks, 26 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and 1 interception. Man, that monster. And then on top of that rookie season, when he had those 14 and a half sacks, man, that dude had 15 tackles for loss. So he was in the backfield so much. He was in the backfield down there more than the running back. Man, that man was a monster, man. That man was a monster. And to still hold the Titan sack record says a lot, because we've had a lot of guys come through like Hal Vanden Bosch, Derek Morgan, Jarrell Casey, Harold Landry. I mean, hey, we got guys that's getting sacks, but ain't nobody topped Javon Curse yet. Harold Landry is good. I still haven't seen nobody come off that ball like Javon Curse, the Freak, man. No. That man, he was fast, he was long, he was just reaching around, man. Monster. Dude was a monster. And I'm not a big Florida Gators fan. I got some family members that love the Florida Gators, but man, hey, he was doing his thing in Florida too. But hey, I'm glad that Bud Adams drafted Javon Curse because he was a monster. I wish I still had that jersey. I'll probably have it in here on the wall if I did. But yeah, that man was a beast. So I had to go with Javon Curse for my first legend on week 1, man. I had to. That man was a monster.
Dang it, I should have been better prepared. I got a red Javon Curse jersey in the
really? That's cool. Yeah, I might need to borrow that.
Yeah, no, the Freak was amazing to watch, man. That was on that 98, 99, or 99, 2000 defense, or 2000. Yeah, 2000 was his rookie season, I believe. But he was amazing, man. That was unbelievable to watch him. Like you said, man, he was in the backfield so much. It was just like every play you were just waiting for it, watching him, just waiting to see it, and you knew it was going to happen.
He made so many game-changing plays. Like when we needed a play, he came through for us, man. He was the man.
Shout out Marcus. So, all right, man. So, all right. So, another thing I'd like to talk about is our rookie or undrafted free agents. There's been a lot of talk about the lack of wide receiver that we didn't get. We ended up picking up the Jacob Copeland. Made a big statement on Twitter this week. I don't know if you saw that or not, but he said, 32 teams passed on him. And there was, I can't remember exactly what he said, 39 or 53 or something like that. I don't know. He named off exactly how many wide receivers were drafted in the draft. And he said, I'm going to make sure and keep every one of them's name wrote down.
Okay.
That's pretty.
I like that kind of confidence, man. Come with it. That's what we need in Tennessee, man.
Exactly.
We need that kind of confidence from our wide receivers. That's the same kind of confidence A.J. Brown had. Hopefully he can transition, show it on the field.
Yeah. Maybe he can give a little bit off to Burks. Although Burks has it too. He showed it when he caught that ball. Was that on the No, it wasn't on the Jaguars. It was on Green Bay. When he turned around and told him he was too small.
Too small. I like that. And I get hyped when I see our receivers, ooze some confidence out, because Titans, man, we've been cursed at wide receiver for the whole time we've been in Nashville, and then we do the AJ Brown trade, so we gonna continue to curse. So we just need somebody to break that. Hopefully Treylon Burks have a breakout season this year. I'm expecting a lot from that guy.
Yeah, well, he's looking good in OTAs, man. They say he's breathing better, he's moving faster, he looks stronger.
Got the asthma under control.
Yeah, he stayed in Nashville all year round so he could get kind of acclimated to our awful humidity.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't. Anybody who doesn't live in Tennessee doesn't understand the levels unless you live in Mississippi or Louisiana or Alabama. Then you might understand. Yeah, southeastern area. Anywhere down here.
If you never experienced, I'm gonna try to describe it for you. It's like you go outside and it's not that hot, but for some reason it suffocates you. Like you can't breathe. It's almost like you can't even take a deep breath. It's like you're
breathing through a rag or something.
Yeah, and that's pure humidity. It's nothing to do with the heat, humidity. I'm not that.
Oh man, let me tell you that on summer nights, I can go out on my back porch and flip my light on, and you can literally take your hand and wave it through the air like that, and you can see the little water molecules like float around and shit.
That's crazy.
It is amazingly moist, especially here in the valley.
Oh yeah, I can believe it.
But another big UFDA I want to talk about is the what is that kid's name, man? I had it. I have it here. I ain't got it here. It's the defensive end from Paris State. Big boy. Okay. Yeah, 6'8", I think, or something like that. Moves like he moves a little slow, or at least he did at the combine. But I don't know if you saw that OTA video, but he didn't look like he was moving too slow to me. Yeah. He looked like he was moving good and fast, and he popped the bag like, oh my God. But there is a very, very specific video I want to talk to you about. I don't know if you got to see it or not, but and I'll go deeper into one of my draft picks. But the Skoronski, he's coming off a play. It was real early. It was like 2 weeks ago. He comes off a play, blows the dude up.
Boom.
Knocks him on his. Knocked him out. You know who that was?
Who was that?
That's the kid from Maryland that we drafted in the 5th round, the offensive tackle.
Really? That's not good. I don't know. It might mean that Skoronski is the real deal, or it might mean that the kid from Maryland he's not ready.
Look, the way hey, good point. Good point. As long as they treat him like a number one, he will produce. Yeah. As long as they get him the ball.
Yeah.
But the way I take that hit is, they say that one of the things I wanted to talk about was that kid from Maryland. apparently had some character issues or maybe some workout issues. He gained some weight in between the combine and his pro day. And I didn't really like the pick. I didn't think he really fit with what the Titans like to do with their players. But then when I saw that video, it really confirmed for me that what I already thought was true. But secondly, it confirmed for me that, I'm a coach, and I coach little 9 to 11-year-olds in City League.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, I say, we don't have to win. We don't have to, effort. That's what I grade you on, 100% effort. I want to see effort in practice. I want to see effort on the field. Give me effort all the time. And that's what you get when you get one guy who wants to give you 100% effort on every practice and every play, and a guy who wants to take a couple plays off or whatever. It's what happens when you take a play off. Somebody who's not taking a play off takes you off.
Knock you off your damn feet.
Yeah.
Hey, and like I said, man, I got big hopes for Skoronski too, man, because I can't say I was a big Taylor Lewan fan, but I like what Taylor Lewan brought to our offensive line. The swagger, they call him a fake tough guy, but I like the tough guy attitude. Like, we need that. Even though they say he used to go out there and say crazy stuff, man, we need that nastiness back, man. We got the biggest running back in the NFL. We need to be pushing people off that line hole. So hopefully contribute to that, knocking people off that ball, creating holes for Derrick Henry. Shout out to Peter Skoronski, man. I can hope with that 11 pick we made the right pick with Skoronski.
Yeah, I really think we did, man. I mean, I honestly do. And a lot of people are debating whether he's going to start at tackle or guard, and I think you start him at guard, in my opinion. Let Andre Dillard get a shot at. I mean, besides, I don't know if you saw there was some more OTA practices where they were showing Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball. They showed one angle, and it was Dillard and Skoronski, and then they showed another angle, and it was Petit Ferrer and Brunskill, or Brunskill. And then I don't know how you say his name. Yeah, I'm horrible with names. Y'all watch this enough, y'all see I'm terrible with names.
Brunskill. Yeah, that's it.
Brunskill, whatever. All right. And we know Aaron Brewer's starting as center. You don't pay somebody $4 million not to start. So pretty much there's your offensive line right there. And I love it. I think if they can gel, like you said, I think we've got a huge improvement on our offensive line. And
we just improved so much just by letting Dennis Daly go. We just got 10 times better by letting that bum go.
Addition by subtraction.
Man, get him out of here. Thank God. I'm loving our offensive line right now. Hopefully, them young guys can, I want to see Petit Frere get a little better too. I know Aaron Brewer, we're going to have, first off, I'm going to say we're going to miss Ben Jones, man. That was one of my favorite Titans. Dude was a real baller, man. I'm going to miss Ben Jones. But I'm confident Aaron Brewer will come in now, snap that ball to Tanny or Will Levis, whoever's going to be. I'm hoping it's Tanny, though. But I think Brewer can do his thing, and then you got those young guys on the left side. I'm feeling good about it, man. That was the worst part of our team last year. I'm loving where we at with it now. I was a little weary of the Skoronski pick, but I'm like every week I'm feeling better about it, and I'm loving what we did. Shout out to Parthon, man. I like the draft overall, man. A lot of people are we had the worst off season. I've seen that list come out a couple times about teams who had the worst off season. They got us 32. So, man, but hey, they never give us respect anyway. So we shouldn't.
That's right.
We shouldn't expect nothing less.
Let's be honest. The Titans play better when they're expected to be bad.
Yeah.
So, I keep hating everybody. Everybody bring all that negative energy so we can suck it all up and then beat y'all up with it.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what we do.
Troll us on Facebook. Get in the comments. We bringing it this year. I feel good about that offensive line. I feel good about Spears. Tajay Spears.
Tajay Spears, yes, sir.
I'm liking him. Like, I'm liking what they comparing him to, what they saying he doing when he catching the ball. We got Chig coming back, Burks coming back, Kyle Phillips coming back. Hey,
I think people are, they're expecting us. Let's see. I think I've seen 4 or 5 different expectations or projections or whatever that say 5 or 6 wins total. And for the Titans, I mean, for me, anything less than, and for me, I just got done saying just a few minutes ago that we're better than we were last year. Yeah. So unless there's like a crazy injury bug like there was last year, then I think we should be better than we were last year. So anything less than 7 wins is a disappointment. Yeah. So I don't know where they're getting 5 and 6 wins at. We're 8 at least. That's our basement, and then we're looking at more like 10 to 11 wins, somewhere around in there. That's my prediction anyway. 10 to 11 wins.
Honestly, I can't even say that high. Honestly, I say we're going to be around the 8, 9 at range. I'm not expecting a lot from a lot of teams in our division. Everybody's going with the rookie quarterbacks. I don't see nobody just breaking out. Right now, on paper, Jacksonville the best team in the division. That's everybody's
on paper, yeah.
Yeah, on paper, Jacksonville.
Let's not get crazy here.
Exactly, but we know they're not much better than us, if any. If it wasn't for a bull BS fumble call last year, we beat them in Jacksonville and we win the division. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, with a guy we picked up like 3 weeks ago. And a trash offensive line and like half backups on the defense. I mean, come on, man. That wasn't even a game. Everybody talks about that, they're going to run whatever. All right, we'll see this year. All y'all Jaguar fans, take notice right now if you're watching. Take notice. Y'all are going to get 8 this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, y'all, they say they got the best quarterback in the division, which may be true. I mean, but that's not going to just simply win y'all games. I like that we got Arden Key from y'all. I'm liking what we got in Tennessee, and I'm feeling good about it. There's a lot of people that's skeptical about what we got, what we done, but I'm here to tell you, man, Flame Douglas, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the offense. I'm feeling good about the defense. What we need to talk about is Kevin Byard not being at OTAs. Like, is that a big deal or a small deal to you? How you feel about that, Max?
I see why everybody freaking out about it. I can understand, but to me, it's not a big deal. If he don't come in for training camp, then it's a big deal.
I mean, but I have heard that they're trying to groom Amani Hooker to take his spot, which,
I've heard the same thing. I've heard they're grooming Molden. I've heard that he's getting time at safety, and Elijah Molden honestly is built better as a safety. I mean, the way they use him right now as a slot corner, they really only use him on first and second down anyway, and he's really just like an extra safety anyway. So to be honest, having him as a safety is a pretty good idea. So I don't really, again, it doesn't really bother me that much. It didn't really freak me out or anything because I don't think they're necessarily grooming him to take his place. If anything, I think they're just insurance playing maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Insurance.
I mean, that might be true, in case, KB's more upset than we think he is. Yeah. And, he wants a new contract or he's not coming back. But I don't see KB doing that. I really don't. I mean,
I like KB character. KB will be out there when it's time to play for sure.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think if anything that you want to say is coming out of this that he's trying to make a statement. Yeah, and that's basically remember who I am. I'm the mayor of Murfreesboro.
Yeah,
all right. I intercept balls.
I pick people off, man.
That's right. Yeah,
and that's all I've been doing since I've been here. So
exactly. Yeah, number one. Tied, I think, for number one or at least top 3 in the league. I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even think about that.
He might feel a little disrespected about Titans asking him to take a pay cut. I mean, I feel him though. You know what I'm saying? Like after all I've done, I've been out there damn near every snap. I ain't been hurt. Like y'all want to ask me, and y'all paying Ryan Tannehill all this damn money. I kind of feel him a little bit. Like,
yeah, no, I get it.
Make a statement, KB. But you know, when it's time to play Titan football, we need you out there. We need you in that backfield. We need you, you know, flying around, making plays. So, you know, if it's a small chance KB see this, you know, handle your business, big dog. I know you know, married and all that. Handle your business. But when it's time to play football, come on back to Baptist. You know what I mean? Baptist
That's right.
Sports Field and get it on, man. Because, you know, we make a run this year.
Y'all can go ahead and pretty much mark this down. If he shows up for camp, or if he don't show up for camp, he probably ain't gonna be on our roster this year, and that makes me a Titan. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a
we really can't afford to lose nobody right now. We need everybody. We need everybody we can keep, especially good players like KB. We need to keep players like that. So that's why a part of me feel like he's gonna be out there, man. That dude love football, man. He love football. He love, like Vrabel them say, he love ball. Somebody that love ball, so he'll be out there.
Yeah, and Morocco. I was literally just about to say this, that Vrabel had a conversation with him, said he saw him out on the golf field, said everything was fine, everybody needs to calm down. But you also know Titans are tight-lipped. They don't talk about nothing until it happens. Yeah. Hell, I think the head coach didn't even know his star player was getting traded until it happened.
Until it happened, he didn't.
Because you could tell, man, in that video. You watch that video, Mike Vrabel's mad, dude. He's like,
he had to walk off, or he choked the shit out of John Robinson.
Yeah, he was about to bust him up. And you know, at the press conference, when you saw him walk off and they went like this, that's how you know it was bad. It was like, oh shit, they just went separate ways. That's wow.
Morocco brought up a good point, though. He's talking about Fulton. Yeah, they say Titans and Fulton not in a good space right now. He don't like how Vrabel called him out on them soft tissue injuries, man. And
well, again, go ahead.
I was going to say, you're going to be our starting quarterback. We need you on that field, man. So, like, you got to get out your feelings and get in your bag, big dog. We need you out there. You know, you seen how A.J. Brown done you last year, buddy. Come on now. We need you out there, bro. So get it together before we need you. I mean, no. We need you. We need you, dog. We need Farley, too. Farley, get in your bag, buddy. Because we got,
that's the one I wanted to talk about. Now, as far as Fulton goes, man, I know I'm Mr. Everybody calm down. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be fine. But that's because that's what I truly believe. I truly believe that Fulton, I mean, you know, let's say this. All right, let's try to look at it from his perspective. All right, he's a player. His coach just called him out basically on a national stage and said this guy ain't preparing right. He ain't doing the right things. So what's he doing? He's working with an NBA coach. Now, that seems a little odd to me, but obviously he's trying something different. And to me, that at least says he's trying. And I don't know. I personally, I look at it as a good thing. A lot of people are looking at it as a negative. I think it's a positive. I think he's trying to actually get himself right. I mean, most people don't realize that Derrick Henry usually didn't come to OTAs. I mean, this year he was there, and it was actually a big story because he's usually not. Because he's always working out, doing his own thing. So the people that didn't show up, I don't think it's that big of a deal, except for Caleb Farley. Now that's a problem.
You can't. For sure.
Yeah, you don't show up. Or, I mean, you don't have two crappy seasons where you're injured. You look like you're not good enough when you are on the field. You know, and you're built for it. I mean, you got God-gifted body to go out there and do exactly what you're built to do, man.
Man, I'm telling you, got speed and everything. Like I really don't understand what's going on with Caleb Farley. You know, the Titans are not going to tell us enough to let us know. I really didn't understand last year when he just wasn't playing, but he was dressing out. I'm like, what is going on with this dude? But I guess
honestly,
we're gonna find
yeah,
out.
I think Vrabel saw early signs of what we're seeing right now. You know, him not showing up to OTAs. You know, I mean, OTAs are exactly that. They're voluntary, but if you notice, 90% of the Titans were there. There was only I think 3 healthy Titans that weren't there, and that's Caleb Farley, Kristen Fulton, and Kevin Byard. But other than those 3, all the other people that weren't there are injured, or you know, they have a reason. They're rehabbing or something like that's going on. So the fact that those are the only 3 that didn't show up, the other 2 guys are clearly working out. They've got videos of it out on Twitter right now. What's Caleb Farley doing on Twitter? Nothing. I haven't seen nothing from Caleb Farley on Twitter. Right. If anybody has, let me know. You know what I mean? I'd love to see what Caleb Farley's workouts look like. Thank you. Everybody remember that. Likes, shares, all that helps, goes a long way. All right, man. I think we're about ready to wrap up. Is there anything else you would like to say or any topic you'd like to touch on before we?
Let me see what I got. All I really want to say is, man, this is the Titans Fan Battle Podcast, man. Just keep liking, keep sharing. It's only going to get better from here. This is our first show. Me and my guy, Max, we're going to rock this thing out from the beginning of the all season all the way into the Titans make the Super Bowl. So, you know what I mean? Keep rocking with us every Monday at 7:30. We're going to be going live. We're gonna discuss everything that happens, man. So we just need everybody to rock with us. If you're on Facebook, follow the page, follow the show. You can follow me on my personal page, follow Max on his page. It's only up from here, man. Shout out to my boy Max, man. He making everything happen. I'm glad he picked me to be his co-host. We're gonna rock this thing out, man. Tighten up, guys.
Yes, sir. And this is also what I wanted here, Michael Naughton. No, I haven't heard that rumor. Kyle or KB to San Diego. I haven't heard any. I ain't heard any trade rumors or anything like that. But that's what I want. I want questions so we can kind of answer them, see what people are thinking. Josh Palmer in the third. I don't really understand what you're asking me there, but
he's saying. They saying that we'll take Josh Palmer in the third for KB.
Oh no! Come on now, dude. Yeah, you tripping? Obviously,
Josh Palmer ain't even. He's not even a known receiver. I mean, I can't even talk about receivers, but you know what I mean.
He's a Charger fan, clearly.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate that, Morocco. You know we're gonna turn it up, big dog, and I gotta come get on the Coliseum ASAP soon. So y'all just keep rocking with us, man. We all Titans fans. We're gonna keep this thing going.
All right, so look, y'all. Yeah, like he said, this is the Titans Fan Podcast. I'm really glad that everybody showed up, and I guess he's not a San Diego fan.
He don't know. Sorry, bro. Tighten up.
All right. Yeah, tighten up, everybody. That's right. We run it. But, yeah, it's Titans Fan Podcast. Thank you so much for showing up and comment, like, subscribe, share. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can find me, Maximus_Titan_fan. You can find my co-host, Mr. Flame Douglas, at Flame Douglas.
Yes, sir.
We are the Titans Fan Podcast. Expect bigger things to come. This is our first show, everybody. Obviously, there were tweaks and things that we're going to make that is going to make the show better. Just stick with us. And thank you for coming out. And y'all have a great night.